what that really is I'm in charge of the paying the fees for the TVA. There's a 3-member board. They are paid commission, so that's what that represents. Contractual services. So how this kind of these worksheets work is, okay, contractual services is 818. So if you want to see kind of like the detail for 818, down here in the tabs, you click on it, it'll give you the detail what's in there. Obviously, my biggest one is the audit. For Platte Moran for the general fund portion of the audit. And then there's a few more miscellaneous items down here that represent the amount that's in there for the budget. So, so that's why these worksheets are a good tool for you guys to use. Because in the past, I know council's never really had them, so the departments here all, for a long period of time trying to explain everything.
Right.
When you guys have the ability to go in there and look yourselves in case something comes up later. See, training transportation is really just a small budget in there for any kind of miscellaneous transportation, about $400. General office and stores, the computer lease. So basically, what goes in here, and I'll go to that account, that is
No,
896. Go ahead,
I wanted to ask why that, and I probably may have asked it in years before, but why it doesn't fall under IT, but,
The copier?
yeah.
Just to be honest with you, because it's always been falling under the department.
Okay.
But what this is some of the copier leases are allocated to the different funding sources, for example, CDBG, economic development. But for those who are not allocated to those sources, those costs come out of my department.
Okay.
So I kind of act like a general budget for the copier expenses. So that's what you see here is the ticks for the maintenance, and then the lease itself all come out of, as you see here, the rental and the REITs, they all come out of my department, except the ones that are allocated to other funding sources. Building department, I think, is allocated to the building department. So that's what that represents. And then general office supplies, and what that is we also, just like the copiers, is we have the inventory of office supplies in my department underneath lock and key in our shelf. So when people need office supplies, they come to us, or supposed to come to us, and we keep kind of like the standard office supplies. So what that represents is just the cost of those office supplies over the years. So
No, it hasn't always been like that. A few years ago, we made the change. It used to be that every department would buy their own, and so we decided to go through the central purchasing component and store them in budget finance, and then you just had better control. So
Yes.
and the cost went down as a result.
yeah, that's right. When the centralized purchasing department was established, that's when it changed, because we wanted to keep that under control because there was some abuse going on there, I believe. Probably, I don't know, but that's the reason for it. And then there's a little miscellaneous account, and like I said, I'm not exactly sure what's in here is my budget, but I'm sure it's probably just a little, let me bring it up here real quick. It's just miscellaneous. I'm sure it's just whatever doesn't, as I define miscellaneous, it's not defined above, so if we don't have an account for office supply or something, and we need something miscellaneous, we just take it out there. As you can see over the past few years, they're relatively small. And then next thing down is just the wages and benefits. So what my department is in charge of is, of course, budget and finance personnel, and also purchasing. So the 191 that you see right here, that's budget and finance. The 233 is purchasing. But they're all wages and benefits compared to them. And then you have tabs that shows those positions, allocated wages and benefits, and union and things like that. So so if you, like I said, you have access to all the departments for this. So if you want to peruse them or look at them, that's where it is. And this is purchasing. So.
But it goes more like by their title as opposed to a name.
Yes, it's position.
Well, because it is kind of.
Right.
Yeah,
No, I
position.
understand. Yeah. No.
Yep, it's position. Some, like I said, some people are allocated, not 100% to some departments, so you'll see it here as,
Right.
If it's 50% allocated here, you'll see them all here. So any questions on my department in general? And again, if there's any questions that you do have that pop up, feel free to contact me. I know it's like I said, screen's a little cut off, but like I said, here's the proposed.
But you can do this for each department that comes in?
Yeah, every department comes in, we're gonna have this on the screen, so. That makes it a little easier in case you guys don't want to print everything out and,
Well, we don't have to flip through pages and all that.
Yeah. If there's no other questions, then I think next up is library, and I see our library director over there anxiously waiting to discuss. So without anything else, we're going to move to library. And just my note on the library is that the library budget is approved by the library board. And as council, you guys get apprised of the budget, but the library board is the governing entity that approves their budget. So I know Councilman Missoura's on the board, and Vanessa's here, so you guys can just go over your budget briefly, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna bring it up on the screen while she's settling in.
No, that's one more. Somebody got the page yet?
Page 72
Now,
and
obviously, it's
73 is
much
the
more
library
complicated
fund.
than that.
Okay.
On the budget you shared with me, Jason?
Yes.
The figures didn't have some of the updates. that
And again,
the board approved.
if you want to go over that, because there was a budget meeting last
We-
week, was it approved? I don't remember.
Yeah,
Was it
It was approved.
Okay,
I-
so they must have made changes that I don't have because I wasn't a part of the meeting, so I don't. So again, since they approved their own budget, they may have some changes that might not be up here, so just keep that in mind, but I'm sure Vanessa will go over those
Yeah, you
changes.
just point them out, so it's
Sorry, let me get to it. Sorry, can you open it up here? Hold on. There we go.
Yeah, and it looks like it's corrected on this sheet. So the sheet you have here in your packet is corrected.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's just not corrected on the,
On this, okay.
up there. Okay.
Okay, so,
Thanks. Okay.
so Vanessa, I'll let you handle it, and if I got anything, I'll add after, but if you want to go ahead, if I may just real first, let's go over the fund balance. So library funds is a separate special revenue fund, it's its own funding source. It has, it is funded by a tax. So as you can see, the major revenue sources are the taxes. And then also a couple other major sources they do get penal fines from the state. And they also get state aid, as you can see here. And then the BTV state aid is because we do, the city of Taylor does have the library for the blind. So we took that over, so we do get a portion of state aid that's allocated to the library for the blind. And then, like I said, the penal fines and a couple of small, library fines and fees. And if any details on that, you can get that, Vanessa can absolutely,
Those are state penal funds that we?
yes, I believe, it's through the police, or through the court's fines and forfeitures, some citations go to the libraries. But I know you can't see because of we were trying to keep the font large, but, so fund balance, the projected fund balance at the end of this year is supposed to be $1 million. And again, that translates to about 84% of expenditures, which is pretty high. And I know that from what I hear, you can talk about it, but there is some plans to spend that down on some one-time expenditures. And then next year, from what I have on my numbers, they're using about 222,000 of that fund balance.
If you look on your sheets that you have in front of you, it's actually showing we're using about
Okay,
$495,000
so-
because we do have some large capital improvements that we're doing on the library. The main thing that will be our HVAC system, which is roughly $200,000 to $250,000. We're also looking at renovating our what's called the laptop lounge right now, and it's kind of an event study area in the front of the library. We're also looking at getting automatic doors for both entrances on the north and south, north and south side of the library. Right now, only the south side has the automatic push button doors, but we're looking at getting sliding doors like you see in grocery stores to make it easier for people. So those are kind of the big improvements. Also our computer lab.
Just a brief history, people remember that we used to be part of the Wayne County Library System, and then we transitioned over. So if you kind of look back to 15, 16, and go forward, you're looking at a transition period where it went from county run to city run, getting to know, what, who, how, and how to do it best. And the good thing with Vanessa running things is we've got some money to put into it to improve the facility, to improve the programs, to do much better things for the people in the community. So Jason mentioned the fund balance looks high. It took a transition period to where we really knew what was best, invest in the library, but now start doing that more, and this budget that you have in front of you, I think, resembles that.
Yeah, and to build off that too, is like, when you look at the percentages, you gotta also look, $1 million for a fund like this. It is high as a percentage, but $1 million is not a whole lot of money, so.
So just a quick question, all these projects will be bid through Jason's department?
Yes.
Yes,
they're-
they do
we're
follow
in contact
our
with-
procedures and policies in regards to.
I didn't know because it was separate.
Yeah.
Richard
is.
Miller's been attending all the meetings to kind of show us and help us through the whole process.
And,
But the
and ju-
library board does approve them, so,
and just a note, just to go through this, and on page 72, 73 of your documents, that's where the library fund is. It might be better on those funds to go through here because of the font, it's probably easier to read out here because you can see all the line items. But when we get to, if there's any questions on wages and stuff, we'll refer to these. But we'll refer to these when we come in at the beginning because it's just easier to read everything instead of trying to go back and forth on the screen. But, like I said, we can definitely use it when we need it to get to the details, so. It just, like I said, it's just a matter of font size, so.
Could you show us the positions?